All right, so this is a little bonus. Let me make sure I'm recording. I'm also doing a gameplay reaction to the Devil May Cry 5 gameplay that was shown at Gamescom 2018. Very flashy introduction. I am also a huge DMC fan. Now they have like times for when shit is happening. Maybe that's gonna be like a RE6 effect where the characters are roaming around in differing times, correlating their stories to each other. That's Nico with the obvious butt tattoo. Tramp stamp. Alright, we rolling. And now they give you the obvious tutorial on how to use some of Nero's arms. So the game looks pretty dark from what you'll notice. It's a little bit jarring, actually. I hope you can up the brightness, and Nero's run animation is kind of weird. But you know, it's Devil May Cry. What matters here is the hardcore action that's coming up in a minute. So that's the demon tree that's going to be a focal point in the story. And there's the grotesque demons. Now they show you how to use the Devil Breaker, Break Age, which breaks an arm. So Devil Breaker is very important for Nero. He has a multitude of arms that could do differing attacks, like that grab you just saw. It reminds me of the Snatch from DMC4. Actually, a lot of stuff will remind people of DMC4, like exceeds, charge shots. Nero has to also manually reload charge shots. That's kind of weird. There's the dynamic music system. Now that was clearly ripped off from DMC Devil May Cry, saying, you know, the announcer saying savage, sadistic, I'm emo. Also, I must iterate that the IGN developers are playing this on easy automatic, so that's the laser arm. So yeah, they're playing on easy automatic, which is basically casual mode. I don't like how it's a small nitpick. I like how the game is looking so far. I really do. But the red orbs are really not illustrated. They're going for this whole glass effect. And it really doesn't stand out as much as I would like it to, but it's whatever. But we know, like, red orbs, they're going to be a factor in the final style ranking. Maybe they're not, but somehow I doubt it. So you have these giant tentacle arms, Nero doing work. The exceeds are in the top left corner. It's kind of a weird HUD, but you'll notice over time what's going on. A nice stylish cutscene of Nero kicking a car that has been sliced in half. And here is the Sins, right? Or are they the Hell Vanguards? No, they're a completely... Yeah, they're still the Hell Vanguards. I thought they were like a completely new name, but... Okay. So you see that red indicator or something stuck to that guy? Was that like a charge shot or maybe the arm? He's using the Gebura now. It's like a push. That's probably good for like keeping multiple enemies off you. Like, you know, the get the fuck off me button. Also, if you haven't noticed, the music is dynamic now, so the higher your style rank, the more the lyrics will pop up in songs. It kind of reminds me of the dynamic battles of Metal Gear Rising, where the more you fight a boss, the more the lyrics come into play. I don't know what that was, but obviously Nero's arm broke, probably to prevent more damage. Also, that's another DMC reboot thing where the camera zooms in when you kill the final enemy. No arm, but very convenient. So I guess maybe on higher difficulties you get less arms. Just throwing out some food for thought. Overture. A user-friendly double breaker with average power. Okay, we got some more encounters here. Also, they did show like all the arms that you get, like all 8s. I think the one I'll be favoring the most is the one that exceeds your standard Red Queen. So it powers it up. So maybe that means like more instant exceeds. Some good. What is that jump animation? That one. I know it's not standard air hike. Maybe it's like a defensive jump. See that? It happened again. So we got some enemy step. That laser looks pretty disgusting. Pretty disgusting. So my thought so far is it seems like they implemented the best tributes from, you know, past DMC games like DMC 4, DMC 3, and that's a little bit of the reboot sparkle in here. I'm not sure if that's going to be for better or worse, but maybe it will be for the better because at least Insuno knows how to make a game, unlike Tamim. So it's okay to steal for the better game. It's completely fine. So we have some nice environmental damage here. Showing more overture. Also, you can use it in the air, obviously. They were showing on shoutouts to DMC5 info. You can also do taunts in the air now. So Nero will pull a Tony Hawk and like, you know, literally like surf with like Red Queen as a skateboard. There's an arm up there, but the player missed it. Yeah, Overture seems like that one hitter quitter. That one hitter Demon Slayer that like really does a lot of damage with the electrical properties of the arm. Also, that is the Nidhogg Hatchling, and I'm not even going to pronounce some of these words. I just know you use that hatchling to break open this gate here. So it seems like less platforming, more exploring the environment, which is something the reboot also did. That might be once again for the better, because I said before, the platforming in the older Devil May Cry games, they tend to be a bit wonky with the camera control, with the item placement, so it's not really that fun. So I think exploring the environment was a better trade-off in the long run. Few red orbs, and we are about to hit the first boss here. Nero's a fucking badass. Look at this. He pulled like a fucking Batman from Red Hood. I go right through your car. I go right through your ambulance, bitch.
Somebody call a doctor?
Human! I wasn't expecting any survivors.
Oh, someone's salty.
Sorry to disappoint you. Hey, you happen to see a guy around here about this big uses a cane?
No, he's talking about V. So apparently V and Nero, they have some prior history. That is an interesting premise. V is one of the unrevealed characters that you will get to play with in Devil May Cry 5. And what's interesting about him is he uses a cane for a weapon, and he can also summon demons.
Cane? You? I don't know. I mean, you're a big guy and all, but you seem more like a knuckle-scrapping fart.
So what I'm going to assume for V is that the demons will be able to keep your combo. It kind of reminds me of one of the weapons in God of War 3 where you could summon like Hades minions and use them to fight or use them for some magic attacks. The stronger you get, the more prevalent those creatures from the undead will probably be around. Who knows? So we get Goliath here. He can spit out this fireball from debris, and Nero makes a nice little quip.
Do you do parties?
Quip, 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 quip. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm sick. Quip, quip, quip. Cool whip that bitch. Here's the boss battle.
Yeah, maybe I will. Sorry, I'm about to kill you.
You're about to see something interesting, which is kind of, I'm not sure if it's a first for the series, but you have a stage transition here, which is fucking cool. That's something I really like that. Like, you go to a new area and the fight gets more impressive as you go on. Here we go. Boom! Destructible elements. He can use the pillars to fight you in this area. So a lot of exceeds, which are unearned because easy automatic. Oh man, this is fucking amazing. I love it so far. Charge shots. So once again, the boss talks to you in the fight. Another thing I don't mind, because again, you know, a lot of people complain about, oh, they talk to you now. Why do they talk? Like, do you want a robot that doesn't say anything to you in a boss fight? They just get their fucking ass kicked. Or do you want like reboot Devil May Cry where the boss says like fuck you every 5 minutes? So the boss is stun locked, and I'm wondering, will that initiate grabs? Because the snatch and the Buster Arm did the same thing. It was a pretty fucking powerful mechanic in Devil May Cry 4 that really creamed most bosses when used correctly, especially coupled with Devil Trigger. Nero doesn't seem to have it in this game. He will get it eventually. I assume he's getting the arm back from Virgil. A lot of people are speculating, oh, Virgil took the arm and now he's depowered, but probably at the end of the game he's getting it back. But it's kind of weird because the new Devil Breaker mechanic is very elaborate here, and you get like 8 arms. So I assume there will be options to upgrade. You could probably keep your arms, and you could probably get that organic one probably at the end of the game. Here's a area attack which summons all the cars. He sucks it in like a cheap whore, and he's about to do a demon blast. This boss is very slow and easy, super easy, but he's the intro boss, and he's done. So I like what I see with this game as well. I'm just curious to see how the other characters play. I want to see Dante. I want to see V. Capcom is cock teasing with the Dante reveal little gameplay snippets at the end of the Gamescom trailer. They did release a trailer. Here's the ranking screen. IGN put their shit like all over it, so I really can't see what's going down. But they do give you penalties for clearing it on easy automatic, so you can't scrub your way out. If you want like maybe trophies or things like that, that's good. They obviously count your style points. Let's see, what else? Do they count orbs again? I can't tell because all this shit. Yes they do. Alright, they do. It's more points. So cool. So I figure I put this part as a bonus. They had a Dante gameplay reveal trailer for Devil May Cry 5 and it looks pretty cool. He rides in with the bike that we seen in the last trailer. And a lot of people brought up speculation that it is some form of Pandora. It's a Pandora magic-induced bike that can turn into many different forms. We see some of this here. He fights the enemies with it. And here is the bike transforming. Now, a fun fact. They wanted to include a bike-like weapon in the original DMC3, but there probably was limitations behind it, so it was regulated to cutscene use. Now, we are in a new era. Obviously, such limitations doesn't exist if you could do this. A double fucking chainsaw bike. A lot of people are complaining that the weapon is slow, but honestly, we don't know how this weapon will work. We don't know all the forms about the bike. You can use the bike in various ways to run over enemies like that. And here we have just Dante smiling it up. And there's the Devil May Cry 5 logo. So his gameplay comes out near Tokyo Game Show. It's going to be an interesting reveal because, again, you play with 3 different characters, and right now I really want to see how Dante plays. I really want to see how V plays too. Hopefully they give a small teaser at the end of TGS where you play with V and we get to see how his summoning ability works. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below, and once again, take care.